Welcome to this channel. This channel is for educations and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So, as I always said, education is to set us free. Education is to give us a proper direction. Education is to take care of our health. Education is so that we do not join the cult of nonsense. Now, today in this YouTube, I like to share with you very fundamental true transmissions Wing Chun basic. If you don't have that basic, you know you don't have the complete art. Not even complete. You don't have the basic art. Many people told me, well, Hendrik, don't talk all this crap. Have you can you fight under pressure? Can you really, touch hand? I want to respond it today. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about in app in the end of this YouTube, those kind of talk is gung ho talk. You cannot last because you don't know what the heck you're doing. Okay, this serious is because your health is important, not those bullshit. Talk with your hand, don't talk with your mouth. Test under pressure. Those are bullshit. Okay. Real martial art, real proper solid martial art, don't do those bullshit talk. So let's start. Okay. So here on, I want to cut it through that my channel is got nothing to do with all those bullshit, all this nonsense make believe thing because they live in different world. They can live in their world. I am here living my world, which is the world of the reality. So who want to live in the world reality? This is the gateway today I like to share with you. Now, I'm making this today is because this morning, some friend from Asia sent me this, okay? Send me this YouTube. And then also send me this. Okay, so this is public domain thing, and it is said that every logical, normal thinking person after my upcoming video will realize and see the undeniable fact that uh, the secret note, the snake crane secret note, as recorded by Law Ting Wan 1890, is probably the single most significant document ever to have surfaced in Wing Chun Kung history. This is nonsense. After this YouTube, you know it's nonsense. Secret note in the history of China of Wing Chun is important because it's a part of history. But it got nothing to do with the single most significant document ever. Okay? The guy who said this have no clue what he's talking about. I prove to you, I prove to entire world, and I can prove to the entire martial arts system in the world and the martial artists in the world, the top one, like Mas Oyama, okay, like the, uh, the, the 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 head of the Glacier family, okay, and so forth. Now, the first thing, if you want to learn Wing Chun or any Chinese martial art, you need to know about true transmissions. As what I shared yesterday, the day before. What is the true transmissions? You know what it is, you know who is it, you know what happened at that time lead to this. How does it happen? What is it you learn? What kind of skill you learn? How does it work? How is it developed? Details. It never is perhaps. I think Oh, this sinologist say this. Oh, my Sifu say this. Or I mimic this posture. Not those bullshit. Okay? One can have true transmissions. And true transmission mean it just mean that I went to Iowa State University for my master degree in electrical engineering. Meaning I went there and I studied electrical engineering. Same with somebody who went to Stanford study medicines. That's called true transmissions. And in the true transmissions in Chinese martial arts, Chinese Kung Fu, okay, you have to have a comprehensive, like here I show you, okay? The first is you need to have the endorsement from your teacher, and your teacher show the world what he teach you in writing. So you can watch this YouTube, The Truth of Ermei Zhuang teaching within 1815, Xiu Lim Tao and Chou family. Watch this, okay? You have to have the teacher, you know he is where in the family trees and where are you, and you have the endorsement letter from that teacher that to show what he teach you. That's the first thing. So there's no mumbo jumbo, I'm the student of this guy, that guy. What show this? If you are the student, the real student, the guy who really have the true transmission, you got this. It's not those like in the Cho family today claim that, oh, I'm the Sifu. My Sifu is this older generations. Well, sure. Show me this. Like your picture with your Sifu in the line and is all verifiable, and your Sifu's endorsement in writing. Allow you to teach what he teach you. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing, you talk about Wing Chun, anti-Qing. What? You need to show your Hong Mun Gua Pai, the anti-Qing Gua Pai, okay? Which is accord with the Hong Mun document, like in San Francisco, the Chinese Freemasons. Without that, stop to talk nonsense on, oh, I think so, I believe so. We are anti-Qing. Well, no. What you see in the Chinese Freemason in San Francisco or Sacramento University's library and so forth, all this multiple data has to be converged from the history, from the writing, and from what you practice. So it is like the sister art of Wing Chun, the Hong Sing Chua Lei Fat, who well known in the history, is recorded. They fought in the war and everything. So if you want to say you're anti-Qing, you better have that. You are not belong to a Qing family, and then you're keeping talking about I'm anti-Qing. Anti-Qing what? Can you show me your your secret code? Like in Wing Chun have it, in the uprising, and the Hong Seng Chua Fat have it, and it is a female art for the salutations. Can you even show that? How many have those female salutation? People talk about, oh, my ancestor is Tai Fa Ming Gam. Sorry, Tai Fa Ming Gam is not the female, the male who play female role, where Wing Chun is belongs to. Wing Chun is the art of the anti-Qing of the male play female role in the Red Book. If you are not that, you don't have true transmission on your identity. You want to talk about in-depth, concrete, like this guy talking about the writing, secret note writing, you better get a full writing here, like this one. And in there, you know that how it track to Qi Ji Guang, how it track to the female role. Wing Chun is a female art, right? It track to Shaolin short strike. This is called sticking body short strike. Okay? And we know it has to link into the Shaolin short strike, 峨眉十二桩, and the Buddhist teaching. In details, we can track even up to 597 CE, 1,400 years ago. And we know Xiu Lim Tao, the Dim Dim Cheng, where everybody talk about, is actually from 峨眉十二桩. It said, savoring small details is the key to success. Okay? Savoring small details mean to clearly perceive every aspect of the movement, its structure, cause, and effect, so that experience can be accurately reproduced. In this spirit, Xiu Lim Tao prohibit vague or ambiguous concept. This principle echoes the well-known Wing Chun maxim: the practice Xiu Lim Tao must be dim dim cheng. Every point is clear. That is, every point must be made clear. There's no kisa, or perhaps, or if. If you are a real Wing Chuner, everything is accurate and details. Okay? As I put in my new book, Wing Chun Nei Gong Decode, Wing Chun Nei Gong Code. If you don't have those, you don't have the true transmission. What are you going to talk about? What are you talking about? There's no guessing. There's no my opinion. This is all historical facts. Okay? Multiple data conversions. Now, if you don't have the true transmission, you end up like this in Chinese martial art community. Like, this is the book written by a very well-known White Crane Fujian master or grandmaster. Here he question you. So what is the true transmissions? Is that Wing Chun, Praise Spring, or Eternal Spring? And then he even questioned here, how much Bruce Lee have the true transmissions? This is in the book. People don't give you face, sorry. When you get into the professional Kung Fu cycle, okay? There's no kisa, or you pat my back. No, this is in the book. So the Chinese, the authentic, the Chinese master look at you and they see you don't have true transmission. What are you going to talk about? Of course, the young generations of MMA, UFC, like Xi Xiaodong, is going to make fun of you like that. Because you don't even know what the heck you're talking about. That's why they say, oh, you are just a demonstrations. So if you don't have the true transmissions, you got a big problem there. You have two transmissions, as what I say, not necessary that you're the best fighter. No, it's just like I go to university in Iowa State University. I got a diploma, a degree in electrical engineering, or somebody in the Stanford University have a medical degree. You don't even have that degree. What are you talking about? And of course, the real pro, like the mainstream engineer and the mainstream medical doctor, is not going to look at you properly because you don't go through that. You don't know what is this. Okay? The world is like that. Now, in this YouTube, we're making all this claim of the single most significant document. is what? If the current thesis is right, if research team from Fasan Museum is right, if the current thesis is right, if I am right, then the secret note, what the heck is all if I have the transmissions from 1850s Wing Chun. I have my identity in my family tree. I have that this thing linked to the anti Qing, the Hong Mon, the Chinese Freemason. This is the writing. It linked to the Red Boat. It linked to Qi Ji Guang, linked to Shaolin Short Strike. Okay, linked to Mei Shi Zhuang in details. What if? When you say if, you're just being laughed at by these people. Okay. Now I'm showing you this through transmission not to put you down, but to tell you that there's still true transmissions of Wing Chun in the world. Why go after those snake oil and all this thing, playing grandmaster? What in this YouTube is using my YouTube. What if you are so much grandmaster and you know it so much? Why using mine? Why using my YouTube? Make your own. Have your own reason. So all this thing is like this. Okay, like this YouTube. Watch this YouTube of mine. This is just what? On the expense of Chinese culture and Wing Chun. One carry out one's business agenda. Same with this thing. Okay. Watch my YouTube, debunk the defamations of Wing Chun 1850 Ermey connection. How much the hell is he know about whatever this is the true transmission? That's what I say here. Even the Tim Cheng and everything, every point we know. How much does he know about Ermey? And talking like he know it all. Okay, deception, Ermey deception. What is your transmission? Who is your teacher? Who is your teacher's teacher? Do you have the transmission? If not, shut up. So that's why I said this kind of thing is try to carry out one personal agenda on the expense of Wing Chun and on the expense of Chinese culture. Same thing with this guy. I don't believe. Believe what? What is your transmissions? Do you have the transmission? If not, shut up. Okay? Again, watch my YouTube here. Like this guy, the same thing. In this YouTube. In this YouTube. He said, and once I look at myself, everything become clear. Huh? What the heck are you talking about? Wing Chun is look at yourself. What show me your transmission? Show the entire world. Or not people in Hong Kong, in China, is like people like this looking at Wing Chun, like if Wing Chun is all this type of people, that's why they ask you. So are you Eternal Spring or are you Praise Spring? What is your true transmissions? Does Bruce Lee have the true transmissions? This is technical people. Okay? Same thing this. Or I get the snake crane note here and then try to say, oh, it is a six core element is from there and so forth, so forth. Please watch my YouTube here. Same thing here. You got a sinologist talking nonsense. Is he a sinologist? I don't know. But it is knowing what is he's talking about? No. Okay? Now watch my YouTube. So if you keeping go like this, if you're keeping following the people who carry out their own agenda, whatever it is, on the expense of Chinese culture and the Wing Chun culture, you know you go nowhere. That's for sure. You know you're going to get laughed at by the real authentic Chinese Kung Fu Sifus. They see you. They know because they know about what is the transmission. If you don't have this thing, you better don't talk in those kind of meeting. People might give you face, and usually people are really polite. They give you face, but can you cheat them? So all this is on the expense of Wing Chun and the Chinese culture for personal agenda, and it actually distorting the Wing Chun. And who gets screwed? Wing Chuners get screwed. That's what it is. Now, even though I have the transmissions, even though I have the transmission, I share this to you. Entire world. It doesn't matter Dai Fa Min come here, or Ji Sim here, or Liang Zhan here, or Ye Kam here, or whoever here. This thing, all this evidence can stand under flame, or okay, can stand, can last. Like the people say, gold can last for the burning fire. Because this is what it is. Actually got nothing to do with me. The Chinese have the Chinese culture, Chinese have the Chinese tradition, and you have to follow that. How the hell you can go through all this thing? I'm plain expert. Now, that is the what is in the tradition of China. But do I care for that? I have the true transmissions? I don't. Seriously. All my teacher told me, Hendrik, it doesn't matter who is your sifu. You have to be able to stand on your own feet. And remember, you are not the top of the world, the best of the world. You are not. The world is huge. There are, like, as it's saying, a mountain have another mountain higher. So you just do your job. So what is my job? What is my job? This is my job. So the other day, a friend who make a research showed me this. Bridging Wing Chun tradition, internal arts, and modern science. A comparative analysis, okay? The integrations of traditional Wing Chun practice, internal art, Neigong meditation, and modern physiological science is a rare undertaking. While lineage master preserve techniques and philosophy, few combine this element with measurable physiological markers such as heart rate variability and autonomic nervous system activity. This article examines key figures in this field, compare their contribution in terms of accurate, depth, details, providing a professional perspective support by public available source. So this is my name, list here. So I'm the guy, one of the guy working in bridging the tradition to the modern. Okay, so is it my lineage, scientific accuracy, rate me. This is high, measurable, HRV and all this thing. Depth and detail, very high, integrate Neigong and Dantian. Okay, internal power with precise physiological relations, unique contribution, provide a full testable framework connecting traditional concept, qi, dantian structure alignment to measure bodily state, offering reproducible result for practitioner and researcher. Okay. Now there are many other people there, like Sifu Mark Wiley. So there's a list there. of who is who there. So this is my job I'm doing. Can I be some kind of the best fighter in the world? No. My focus, my specialty is in here. Okay. So that's who am I. Got nothing to do if I'm the gatekeeper of Cho family or Yik Gam Wing Chun or 1850s Wing Chun. Got nothing to do that, and I don't care. Why? Because what I can contribute to everybody, Wing Chuners, the Chinese culture worldwide, and the fitness of people, that's what in my mind, not all those bullshit. Okay. Now, I told you just now, all this is nonsense. Making claim like this, uh, the secret note as recorded by Law Ting Wan in 1890 is probably the most single significant document ever to have surfaced in Wing Chun Kung history. Let's look into this nonsense, okay? Look into that nonsense. You want to fight in the world? Wing Chun is about fighting. You like it or not, Wing Chun is a fighting art. In the fighting art, the first thing is you need to condition your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, and your body like this. This Mas Oyama, okay? And you can see even like Okinawa Te, people have their sanjin, have their breathing and their body and their intra-abdominal pressure train. This is the Gracie family, okay? This is the Sifu Alex Call from Auto. All breathing thing, intra-abdominal pressure thing. Without this part of the training, forget about your kung fu. Even in today's Olympic, people know they need to get into physiological understanding, biomechanical study. That's why the other day I said that even a deadlift have your full transmissions, your functions, or handling your muscle, your joints, your intra-abdominal pressure for your core handling, protect your lower spine and your breathing. But look at your Wing Chun. What is it? You don't have the breathing, you don't have the intra-abdominal pressure handling. And then you have this uh, half transmission, like you're clamping your leg and others locking up your knee, while clamping your neck, you're going to screw your ACL. How are you going to compete with this? When people know right away, they have this basic, the body, the muscle, the breathing, the intra-abdominal pressure handling. What do you have here? A skeleton, a triangle shape, ignoring everything, and you don't even know that there's breathing exists and intra-abdominal pressure exists. And then you make a broad statement like, oh, everybody here, like the king, whatever, okay? Like over here. Single most significant document in Wing Chun. Do you have the Hong Moon writing? Do you have the breathing? Let's look into it. Do you have this? Now, you think it is just mimic somebody, you can do this? Or just go running. Somebody told me they just go jogging and punching. Are you serious? Do you know what is written here? in this 1850s writing? Well, I'm going to open up thing one by one for you. So, since I'm one of the bridge who do the bridging from the ancient and today's modern science, this is my lately study, which is already complete. The physiology effect of hyperventilations and overview the cascade of effect on the body. Why? Why you need this? Because if you want to practice something like that with the breathing, handle your lower abs, handle your intra-abdominal pressure for fighting. You want to make sure that you don't goddamn get into hyperventilation. Like you just, so let's the abstract define for you. Hyperventilation or rapid and forceful breathing result in physiological imbalance through excessive exhalations of carbon dioxide. This lead to hypocapnia and has far-reaching effect on multiple body system. This overview outlines the cascade of the sequentials resulting of a CO2 O2 balance, oxygen carbon dioxide balance, focusing on impacts on the nervous, cardiovascular, and organ system, while many effects are transient and resolve when breathing normalized. The under mechanics highlight the body delicate homeostatic balance. Okay, understanding this cascade is crucial for recognizing the symptom and addressing the root cause, often linked to anxiety and panic. You do this thing wrong, you practice this without the true transmission, you're going to get F. Okay, look into that. Autonomic nervous system dysregulations, chronic hypocapnia, okay? And over time, it will worsen anxiety, isomia, and chronic fatigue, reflect impact vagal recovery. Neurological effect, dizzy and lightheaded from cerebral vascular stinction. You guys can read. Muscle spasm, cramp resulting from increased neuron structure, alkalosis, cardiovascular effect, okay, increased sometimes forceful heartbeat due to sympathetic activation, blood pressure fluctuations. Hyperventilation can either raise or lower blood pressure depend on the vascular tone. Chest pain and tightness. Chest pain and tightness often misinterpreted as cardiac even during panic episode. So do you know what the heck you're doing? They have their way. The Kyokushin, the Sanjin have their way of doing it. The Gracia have their way of doing it. The Ngozo have their way of doing it. So what is Wing Chun way? Answer that. You don't even have nothing here. Okay? So I make this study is to make sure that our Wing Chun know that the risk you get into if you don't know this, like you do chain pan, and then your chain pan get into the rapid and forceful breathing, you watch out. Okay, you're going to screw your body if you don't know. This is science. Okay, and on the other hand, okay, physiological and automatic effect of slow and forceful breathing, benefit and risk of unnatural respiratory control. Slow and forceful breathing is very practiced for enhanced autonomic regulations, oxygenations, and internal awareness. However, when performed unnatural, particularly with excessive inhalations and on effort or diaphragm dysfunctional, it may produce adverse psychological and physiological effect. The paper integrates current evidence of cardiopulmonary and autonomic response to control breathing with the traditional insight and Qigong, Neigong, both the benefit and risk and of slow and forceful breathing are analyzed through modern science data and classical framework. Look at it. Why I do this two research? Should say study, not research. One is the rapid and forceful breathing. Okay, imbalance through the excessive exhalations of carbon dioxide. How about this? When performed unnaturally, particularly with the excessive inhalations effort or diaphragmatic dysfunction. So one is deal with your inhale, one is your exhale. And here is the conclusion. Slow and forceful breathing, when executed with natural diaphragm motion and rhythmic coordinations, enhance HRV, oxidations, cardio stability, sustained practice can gradually reduce, all this artery blood pressure. Conversely, unnatural or strained breathing, especially with a chest lifting or over vertex inhalation, can produce transient blood pressure spike, CO2, carbon dioxide reductions, and sympathetic activations. Okay, so you have all this thing. Is I just go do my sun chain pan. Okay, just keeping practice, and someday you'll get it. Bullshit. You're going to screw people. I'm not the best fighter, and I don't want to be the first fighter. But I see the entire world, all Wing Chuners. You guys must have a healthy body, or not today. Even like today, the health insurance is the cost is rise up. If you don't have a healthy body, how are you going to make a living? Can you even afford your medical bills? So that's why I make the study. And that's why I wrote this book, Decoding Wing Chun and Wing Chun uh, 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 Neigong Code. Why? Because over here you see what he said. Slow and forceful breathing, when executed with natural diaphragm motions, rhythmic coordinations. What is that? What is that? That's why I wrote this. This is from Decoding Wing Chun. Breathing training is extreme important foundations of ancient Chinese. Okay, as saying go, there is saying Shaolin, if one, okay, there is a saying in Shaolin, if one don't practice breathing, no matter how good the martial techniques are, it is useless. That's Shaolin saying. Okay, without the breathing training, it's like a car without internal combustion system. I wrote in this book because we know you're going to get screwed big time with this physiological effect, and it can damage your body if you don't know what breathing is. And if keeping doing this kind of thing, keeping doing this kind of thing, have no idea completely on breathing. And the same in the same book, Decoding Wing Chun, it stayed out. You got the subtle breathing, you got the common breathing, and you get the wind breathing. And your wind breathing is associated with this. Is associated with this. Is associated with this. That's when you want to fight. Training for the fighting. Strengthening training before belong to the lactic threshold and anaerobic training. This type of training use windy breathing. Okay. So in the same book, I show you on the diaphragm, intra-abdominal pressure. What is it there? How to measure that? So decoding Wing Chun is to set the base of it, the fundamental basic of it. So you know what you are doing in Wing Chun. because this is actually the teaching from this. Okay, I just open up this thing to the entire world because today you have so many Wing Chuners already. You need to care for people for their fitness. It's not like I'm number one. I'm the king of Wing Chun. I'm the most authority. I'm the scholar. I'm the study and research bullshit. If you don't even be able to handle the breathing properly, you're going to screw whoever trained with you. Sure, if you are healthy, that's okay. If you are not healthy, or even healthy people after a long term training in the improper way and you get into problem, that's why I get into this two paper, make a study on this too. And you need to have this background, this basic. So make sure that you are not violating your body. And this is in the coding Wing Chun, the Wing Chun Nei Gong code. Well, you talk about the diaphragm. The diaphragm is the primary muscle for respirations. It separates the thoracic and abdominal cavity. So you need to know this, and you need to know the natural effortless diaphragm breathing. Or else, how the hell you know this? Or else, how do you know this? When execute with natural diaphragm motion, rhythmatic coordinations, how the hell are you going to be able to know what is natural? If you don't see the details on what is the role, what is the diaphragm, and everything. What is the details? Isn't it that Wing Chun is dim dim cheng, details, details, details? Savoring small details is the key of success. You want to practice 修炼陶，修炼陶 mean essence of detail training. Don't you have to know all this for proper training, for effective and result the training you can get result without hurting yourself. So you get a subtle breathing. Subtle breathing is characterized by server quality, effortless, and all this thing. And then you have this natural light breathing, and then you'll be able to track it. Okay, so like breathing of 6 reps per minute. Just look at that in this study. Key finding: natural slow breathing, 4 to 6 beat per minute, improve HRV, reduce means of blood pressure. Forceful breathing, increase oxygen circulation, but must be balanced with relaxations. Unnatural inhale can elevate blood pressure and reduce HRV. Diaphragmatic coordination is essential to maintain CO2 and vagal tone. Clinic implication: proper training, slow breathing, support cardiovascular regulation. Why forceful pattern may cause adverse autonomic this effect. Okay, all this is the basic. If you don't have this basic, what are you gonna do? So back to this. Make the disclaim. The most single significant document ever to have surfaced in Wing Chun Kun history. I just cover with you what the breathing need to be, the basic breathing you need to know, or else you dead meat, man. You're going to f up yourself in the training. You want to fight this? You want to fight You want to face and confront or fight with this type of training, this type of training, this type of training. You know where you stand, and all this thing. This if kisa or perhaps kind of thing, and then all this talking nonsense without even know what is Wing Chun or Grandmaster. What is that? So that's why you get laughed by people. You get laughed by the Chinese Kung Fu master because you don't know what the heck you're talking about. And yet, how many decades you stand on this bullshit? I'm the oldest. I'm this and I'm that. I'm the grandmaster. I do my research. Research for what? Have anybody talked about breathing like I just shared with you just now? When you inhale, you have to watch out. You cause one problem if you don't handle it properly. When you exhale, you got to watch out. Otherwise, you cause hyperventilations, and both can screw your body big time. So even a simple chain punch, it look innocent. If you don't know how to breathe, even your Xiu Lim Tao, your forceful breathing. So this is a very simple thing, breathing. Wing Chun is, you know, there are those people who like to act like play expert, but have no idea what the heck is going on. Research this. But Wing Chun is a big number of people. Not everybody is like that. At least here we hear don't do those bullshit. Okay. So you see, what is the dangerous inside there? Just keeping doing chain punch. Everybody doing. You know him if he have high blood pressure problem. You know him if you have kidney problem. You know him if you have depression problem or dizziness problem or brain problem or all kinds of problem. How can you tailor your stuff so that you make sure it's safe for him to practice? If you don't go investigate on this, and they're keeping talking nonsense like this, the orders and others and research, I prove this, prove what? It's all superficial bullshit. Okay? You put all the Wing Chuners in risk. Grandmaster of what? Since the 1850s until today, I released this in the Bridging with the Modern Science to tell you that it is proven that if you don't know how to handle your diaphragm, your inhale and your exhale, you're going to get screwed big time. Your blood pressure, your heart, all kinds of stuff. So for heaven's sake, enough is enough bullshit. Okay. So I'm talking straight here. So here on, don't send me all those nonsense stuff. We here want to make sure we want to take care of each other, Wingshuners, doing good things so we are healthy. Don't think about fighting. Think about healthy. Okay? What good is to be Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee died young. What good is like to be other grandmaster? They take opium, they this and that, womanizing and this and that. Are they really a martial artist? Are they really, when you learn those stuff, you can make yourself better? Well, those are not Chinese culture. Look at the real Kung Fu player. This is just like I always say, go compete with General Chi Chi Guang. Okay? So this is reality. The reality of Chinese Kung Fu have no different than today's scientific way of training in Olympic. No different. No different than Okinawa Day, no different than BJJ, no different than Western boxing. So stop to get keeping daydreaming on all this research and everything. What the research? You guys all doing all that research, but you couldn't even tell what is the proper breeding is. Have anybody say that? No. So when I say something, everybody is using me on my expense to promote themselves. When I say whatever, they say, "Oh, I know too." It's like those in the Cho family saying, "Oh, Henry, I know too. My teacher is the older generation teacher than you." Bullshit. Let's do it in the scientific way. Test it in the modern physiological vital science. Not for me. I don't want to boost myself as what the researcher, the top this, top that. No. I do it for all Wing Chuners and all for all Chinese Kung Fu practitioners. Why? Everybody who is in the middle class or the lower class, the lesser earning, everybody need a good body, a healthy body, or else then they get in problem. They cannot bring bread to their family. You know how sad it is. Just look at all those people who is sick and cannot work. You want your Wing Chun brothers to be like that? And you want all the older Wing Chun brother keeping doing the chain pan, and you know that that thing is going to screw their blood pressure, screw their heart. What is the point here? That's why I say this is an education channel. This is what I like to share with you. Thinking about your breathing today. When you play even chain pan or wooden dummy or xiu lin tao, asking the questions, am I do this properly? If you don't feel good when you're doing that, stop right away. Don't do it. Okay? Because as what I just shared with you, you buy my book or not, it doesn't matter. What matter is in this channel, I always tell you what is the content in this two book. As what I share with you here. I share with you here. You need to know this. You need to know this. You need to know this. So that is educations. That's to set you free. There's certain thing you don't want to do. You say, well, I don't want to do. If the teacher teach that way, fine, I find another school. Don't learn Wing Chun. Go learn Western boxing who have the scientific background. Go do other things. Okay? Because your life is important. Your health is important. Especially this AI world we are in now, the era. Many people get laid off. Many people get replaced by the machine. So if you are in this really high stress era, you're still doing something which is not good for your body. What happened? People need to talk with your heart, care for people. Not all keep every day this bullshit and this and that and do everything on the expense of Wing Chun culture and Chinese Kung Fu culture, selling bullshit. So this is what I like to share with you. Okay. So here on, I want to get rid of all those things, meaning that you guys don't send me those things anymore because I don't want to know those things anymore. My goal is just I'm a bridge of the ancient tradition and today's modern science. I am the bridge, so you can step on me to go to a good place you want to go. As for all those mumbo jumbo, please don't involve me. Here on, I don't want to know anymore.